Hey you guys, it's Lauren. Welcome back. So I am so excited about today's video. I have a makeup dupes video. It's been so long since I've done just a makeup video in general. I feel like I've been doing a lot of skincare. I did a skincare dupes video recently, but today we're going to talk all things makeup dupes. And these dupes are even better than the high-end option. So if you want to save some money, I think this will be a good video for you to watch. Hopefully you guys enjoy this type of video. Let me know down below your favorite makeup dupes. If you enjoy dupes video, I'd love to do more. I love sharing these budget-friendly options. So without further ado, we'll just go ahead and get right into it. So first we're going to talk about the Hourglass Veil Setting Powder. This is so good. It gets glowing reviews and I understand why. It has such a lightweight, silky finish. It's gorgeous. It just feels so good on the skin. It's perfect for dry skin. If you are like me and have sometimes flaky, cracky skin, this setting powder is great because it's smoothing. It doesn't give your face like a dull look to it. It mattifies, but yet somehow gives it a beautiful, like, filtered finish. It's a gorgeous powder, but my big issue with this powder, it has the worst white cast. I really have to watch with how much I'm actually applying. If I overdo it, I have just a white veil underneath my eyes and it is not the most flattering situation. So I love the powder by Essence called the My Skin Perfector. I have the shade Light here and it gives the most beautiful blurred finish without making your makeup look cakey, and it doesn't dry out the skin, which again is really important for me when it comes to a powder. I want a smooth finish and this doesn't give any kind of like cracky appearance. It just smooths out the skin, which is what I want in a powder. It's gorgeous and the price, you cannot beat it. It has the same exact silky smooth consistency. The only difference, this does have a tint to it. I have, again, the light shade. Zoom you guys in here so you can see the color of it. It has more of like a warm tone shade, a little bit even rosy in a way. I was a little put off when I first saw this color because I thought it wouldn't match with my skin tone, but it really does blend into the skin so nicely and it is so velvety and smoothing on the skin. It looks great underneath the eyes, over top of foundation, just as an all-over finishing powder, under eye setting powder. It just works so well and you don't have to overdo it. You really don't need a lot of this powder. It mattifies perfectly and it just feels so good and silky on skin. It's so pretty and you cannot beat the price. Love this powder so much. It's just so mattifying without the dryness, which I love. So yeah, great buy. You can find this at Ulta. Also CVS I believe carries Essence. They used to anyway. I haven't been to CVS in a while, but I know Ulta sells this powder and it is a really popular powder. Another option too, I wanted to talk about the Glossier Wowder. This is even better, I think, than the Essence. This is a little bit more money. I believe it's $10 extra, but it's even lighter on the skin. Out of the three of these powders, the Glossier is definitely the lightest. It gives such a beautiful airbrush finish and it feels like you're wearing nothing. It is gorgeous. I have the light medium shade. It's so good. I need to purchase another one of these. I'm kind of down to the wire with this, which is why I've been reaching for the Essence one, and it just made me think of, it reminded me of how good this powder is. It's so great, but if you're looking for something even more lightweight, the Glossier is a beautiful powder as well. But yeah, if you don't want that white cast from the Hourglass, these are beautiful finishes that give the skin just such a nice airbrush look without the heaviness, without that white cast. So beautiful powders. Love these. All right, so next up, let's talk lipsticks. My favorite lipsticks, hands down, come from Charlotte Tilbury. Their Matte Revolution formula is absolutely gorgeous. They stay put, they don't move around, they smooth out the lips, they don't dry out the lips, they still have that more matte finish. They're more on the satin side, I will say. There is a little bit of a sheen to them, but they just look so gorgeous on the lips, and I love all their shades. All their shades are just so flattering. The one shade, however, I don't really get along with, the Pillow Talk shade. I feel like, I've said this before, but I feel like I'm the only one that doesn't enjoy this shade. It's a nice neutral shade, but on me it pulls a little bit more browny and mauve-y. So if you're like me, you like that neutral color, but you want maybe a little tad more of a pop, go for the Milani Color Statement Lipstick in the shade Nude Creme. Oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful pinky nude. I'm wearing it today. It's nice and neutral, but it's still, it's wearable, but it still gives a little bit of a pop, but not too much. I just think it's so flattering, and it has a little bit more of a pinky tone to it than the Pillow Talk does, but it looks very, very similar. They just feel so good. I love that shade. A little bit of a cool toneness to it, just really flattering. Now this definitely has more of a sheen to it than the Pillow Talk does, but beautiful, comfortable on the lips, and again, I just reach for the shade so much more, and of course, you can't even compare the prices. I mean, this is just such a fabulous price. I think they're going for like $5 at Ulta right now. And they're just so soft on the lips, really velvety smooth, really hydrating on the lips. They wear nicely, just like the Charlotte Tilbury, and their packaging is very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury as well. So yeah, I just love these Milani lipstick. All right, so let's talk about another Hourglass product. This is the Ambient Lighting Blush in the shade Luminous Flush. Gorgeous warm toned pink that make your cheeks just look nice and glowy, but they give your cheeks a subtle glow. Very flattering. There is nothing like these ambient lighting powders by Hourglass. Oh my gosh, they just blend into your skin so nicely. They become one with your skin. They're just gorgeous, but I have to say, I reach for my Flower Beauty Flower Pots in the shade Hibiscus? Yes, Warm Hibiscus. Much more than the Hourglass. There's something about the finish to this blush. I'm wearing it today. It gives such like a subtle glow, but a little bit more eye-catching than the Hourglass. It blends into the skin so nicely. It's really smoothing on the skin. And I love this shade because you can't overdo it. I have an open one here. I just repurchased another one. So let me dip into this one here. But yeah, it's not too pigmented where, you know, you can go overboard with it. Just like really subtle, but just that perfect warm pink that I think would be so flattering to really any skin tone. I just think it's so beautiful. I just love that. I love that warm tone glow. I think it looks so pretty and flattering on the skin. So one of my favorite blushes, high-end, low-end, affordable, whatever you want to call it. This, you know, even compared to a high-end blush, these are some of my favorites, and I reach for the shade Warm Hibiscus all the time, and I think it's even better than the Hourglass blushes. It just gives more of a glow, but again, it's still that understated glow. All right, so now getting into the foundations. Let's talk about the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation first. I don't know if you guys saw my whole review. I'll link it up here. But the gist of that review, I really just didn't get along with the formula. I thought it was heavy. It feels cakey on the skin. Does not feel lightweight whatsoever. It just feels makeup-y, and it kind of cracked on my skin as well. Now I feel like my skin is in a little better condition this week, so I did notice that it has been wearing a little better, and I used some of your tips. A lot of you said that you really have to hydrate your skin, and even one of you suggested mixing in oil with this, and I've tried using this, I think you pronounce it Cyrus maybe, but this is like a lightweight, oily, refreshing spray that really does a good job at hydrating the skin. This is a great base for this, and I have been liking this a little bit more than when I first used it, but I still think it's heavy. It just breaks up on the skin. It doesn't have the greatest lasting power, but my big issue with this is that it was not hydrating on my skin. It felt like it dried out throughout the day. It looked pretty initially, and from afar this looks beautiful. Like, it really does give like a filtered effect to the skin. It looks really blurring, but up close I feel like it enhances texture, and it really enhances any dryness or flakiness, and it just clung to every dry spot I had. So I have not found myself reaching for this as much as I thought I would, unfortunately. But the foundation that gives the exact same appearance, but up close it actually makes your skin look good. You still get that luminous, gorgeous finish. It just makes your skin look so good, and it feels lightweight on the skin. Is the NYX Cosmetics Born to Glow foundation. This is such an underrated foundation at the drugstore. It has such great coverage. You can really build it up to full coverage. They claim that it's medium, but I'll tell you what, 2 layers and it covers all my dark spots. I get such a smoothing, luminous finish that I love so much. It looks so radiant on the skin. It makes your skin look healthy. It doesn't make it look oily. It just gives your skin a radiant finish, which I love. Looks exactly like this from afar. That same coverage, same exact coverage, but I feel like this lasts better, and when it fades it still feels hydrating on the skin, and it doesn't look cracky. It just makes your skin look healthy, which is what I wanted from this, unfortunately. But sorry, I was holding this backwards, but this just looks so much better on the skin, and you just get that gorgeous, radiant, beautiful finish. I can't say enough good things about this foundation. I love it. Such an amazing dupe, even better than the Charlotte Tilbury. All right, and last but not least, let's talk about the brand new Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation. This is an SPF of 25. Some beautiful ingredients in here, which is honestly one of the big reasons I picked this up. I heard this was going to be a hydrating foundation. It was skin-like, and it had all these amazing things in it, like niacinamide, peptides, squalene, vitamin B5, which is your hydrating panthenol. Just nice hydrating ingredients. I was really excited. The claims almost reminded me of the Urban Decay OG, the original skin foundation, just that it would be this, you know, almost like water light foundation with the coverage. I was really excited about this. And while I do like the finish of this, it has a nice satin finish. It's not mattifying. It does give a little bit of a dew to the skin. It makes your skin look really healthy, and it does look hydrated. I feel like it did maintain the hydration throughout the day. It's definitely not as hydrating as some of my other foundations, but it gives a nice hydrating base. I took a picture of my complexion when I was putting away laundry in my daughter's room. I looked in her mirror, I'm like, oh, my skin looks really good. It looks healthy, it looks hydrated. I do really like how this looks on the skin, but my issues with this foundation, it doesn't last for anything. Like, by the time it was lunchtime, this was off my skin. My dark spots were poking through. There's no lasting power to this whatsoever, and it really enhances your pores. From afar it looks good, but up close, wow, just pore city on my skin. And I don't consider myself to have large pores, but when I have this on, I've really noticed my pores. I really noticed the texture of my skin. Also too, with my fine lines underneath my eyes, this does sink into fine lines. I'll do a little comparison picture when I show you the dupe in a second. But yeah, I really felt like this enhanced my texture. It really showed my pores, and it did not last whatsoever. The coverage is nice. It is a nice medium coverage, but when I'm paying $42 for a foundation, I want the coverage. Now I know, you know, a lot of people that are high-end fans, they just want a skin-like foundation, and I totally get that, but there's so many lower priced foundations that make my skin look nice, but actually last throughout the day. And I want to be impressed. If I put a $40 foundation on my skin, I want to see J-Lo skin. I want that blurred appearance. I want my skin to look like 21 again. I really just, if I'm spending that kind of money, I want it to be amazing. And bottom line, I'm just not blown away by this. This doesn't excite me. I really have been reaching for it a lot. When I was first testing this out all throughout the week, I wore it 3 days straight, and I just kind of, I'm like, oh, let me put this on again today. Let me give it another shot. But it just isn't exciting to me. It's kind of, it's like a medium coverage foundation. It looks decent on the skin, but again, it enhances pores, and it does not last throughout the day. So yeah, I just unfortunately don't think this is worth the money. A foundation that I think is way worth the money, and it deserves way more hype. The Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Hydrating Foundation is so amazing. If you have dry skin and if you're looking for a lightweight foundation, this smooths the skin, which is what this did not do. This enhanced pores, and this lasts too. So you're getting the smoothing action, and you're getting the lasting action. It's so beautiful on the skin. It gives a little bit more of a radiant finish as well. Not shimmery at all, but it just makes your skin look like skin, and it also feels lightweight. That was the one pro with this. This feels like nothing on the skin. That did blow me away, I must say. This feels great on the skin. Really like water light. I was really impressed with the feel of this on the skin, but you're gonna get the same feel. You're gonna get more hydration from this, and you're gonna get the smoothing action. This is so beautiful. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can see how both of these look on my face. On the right side, I have the ColourPop on, and you can see my fine lines underneath my eyes, but they're not as enhanced as the left side where the Cosus is. And I do feel like on the Cosus side, you can see the foundation did sink into my fine lines. I don't have any concealer on. It's just foundation on both sides. So yeah, that's all foundation in my lines. So unfortunately, I just feel like this enhances texture. But again, if you're looking for a really lightweight foundation, another positive to this, if you have sensitive skin and you want a soothing foundation, this feels great on the skin. But I don't know, again, for $40, I just wanted more from this. And I'm always blown away by this foundation anytime I apply it. It's about $16 at Ulta. There's so many shades. I believe there's 40 shades in this. Great shade selection, and it looks so beautiful on the skin. So this is an amazing, even better dupe than the Cosus. This looks skin-like on the skin, like this claims that it is, but this lasts longer and it's smoothing on the skin. All right, so that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you've tried out any of these new releases. Let me know if you've tried the Cosus yet. Let me know what you're thinking about the Charlotte Tilbury. Again, I'm starting to like it a little bit more now that I'm hydrating my skin a little better, but I don't know, if I'm spending this much on foundations, I don't want them to be finicky. I just want them to perform. But there's just so many other great drugstore foundations out there. That's the bottom line. These are beautiful on the skin. This lip color I love for a great price. The blush I love. The setting powder is fabulous. So yeah, I'm just so excited about all these 5 picks. Especially if you have dry skin, I really think you'll get along with both of these foundations. So let me know again some of your favorite makeup dupes. Have you found any makeup dupes recently? I'd love to hear from you guys. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. You guys are the best. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.